Divine Intervention is brought to you by...
Go to LS Duhaney and Company Limited, the Caribbean's largest supplier of electrical materials, circuit breakers, switches, transformers, lighting, conduits, wiring devices, and more. LS Duhaney and Company Limited, electrical people, a trusted name in Jamaica since 1965. 8.5 Studio One Boulevard, Kingston 5. Telephone 926-7964, 926-8474.
We are the best in quality cars with the best prices we know by far. Just come on down and check us out. You know just who we are. Auto Channel. Best deals on wheels. Auto Channel. I love the way you make me. I love the way you make me. I love the way you make me.
Located at 14 Holborn Road in New Kingston. Visit our website at www.autochannelja.com or call us at 908-0166. Auto Channel Limited. Nobody sells high quality cars cheaper.
We have been serving the parish of Manchester since 1951. Our products and services have evolved to suit your changing needs. You made us your choice as a sound financial partner, and today we stand proud of our achievements, satisfied members, and a name that is respected across the industry. Thank you, Manchester, for making us the #1 parish credit union for consecutive years. Not yet a member? Come on board with us. Manchester Cooperative Credit Union, where service exceeds expectation.
Welcome to Divine Intervention. My name is Peter Gay Hodges. Divine Intervention is a new program that will take us through some gripping tales of persons like you and I who have been through some serious things in their lives, who have to give God thanks at this point in time for taking them out of the valley and up onto the mountaintop. And today we talk with Bishop Joseph Adigold, and Bishop Adigold's story is a gripping tale that talks about cult worship back in his home country of Nigeria, and how God has taken him out of cult worship, and how he is just praising God now for taking him from that point to this.
When I am on your shoulders, you raise me up to more than I can be.
Cult worship is, well, it's something that we find that so many Africans do practice cult, especially as part of religious worship. But then we know also that Christianity is growing very fast in Africa. But cult worship is a common thing that you find in many African nations. I was born into it. My dad, my grandparents, all of them, they have their own African religion. You know, they worship African, all kind of occultic practices. So I was born into it, and I thought it was very good. So I continued to be part of the worship. Rituals could be annually, in terms of every year you carry out rituals. For example, there was a river, well, it's still there is a river in my community where every year you have to kill animals, you have to blood sacrifice every year. And interestingly, one of the years, I don't know what happened again, but somehow it was not done. And interestingly, the river dried up because the ritual was not done. So it's a form of animism where you just see nature. When you worship nature, when our nature is worshipped, whether river or mountains, what one is actually doing is that you are placing a demonic force to control that particular nature. It's not that God created a river and put demon to watch it, but because man watch over this nature and worship them, the demons take charge of them. There are times when they drink blood, especially when they have the annual festival, and they cult, especially in the Shango worship. The Shango is like centennial in Cuba. So they do a lot of things, and they cut dog, and then they drink the blood. So they are drinking of blood. I tasted it. Yeah, when I was about 6 years old, my mom took me to that festival. And when they cut, the neck of a tree, of a dog, they catch the flood, and they distributed it. I mean, they took it around, and people tasted it, and I tasted it too. At 4-year-old, I was taken to a riverside. My mom wants me to see what was going on. And there were 2 men there, a number of persons who were watching, but there were 2 men at the center. And one was telling the other one, look, I am more powerful than you. And the other one said, no, I'm more powerful than you. That really, I was 4-year-old. But it was quite an interesting story. And I saw one of the men began to change, honestly speaking. We call it metamorphosis in occultic world, where they change their nature. So he changed to a snake. When he changed to a snake, I wanted to run. I tell Mom, let's go. Mom said, no, we're not going anywhere. He changed to a snake, and I watched him going. And somehow some persons were telling the other one, please let him come back. Please let him come back. And he said, no, he's not going to come back, because he chose to challenge me, and I will make sure he doesn't turn back. I understand he died. I didn't see him, but I understand he died. And that remained very deeply my heart. Good. I saw my uncles carrying naked fire. I really think I loved it. I thought I wanted to see those things. My uncle carried naked fires, and they were asked to be shooting, and they are not going to die. And one interesting one was when we left the door open, and my uncle said, don't be afraid, and he put a broom by the door, and I said, Uncle, thieves will come in, and he said, don't worry yourself. And when I woke up in the morning, I saw a man sweeping, and I said, what is wrong with him? Why is he sweeping? And my uncle said, well, he came as a thief, but all that he could see was a broom. And what do you do with the broom? You sweep. He said, no thief will come and steal anything, because they will see the broom and they begin to sweep. So he was sweeping until my uncle went there and said, okay, thank you. It's good you served this place so nicely. You can now go. I mean, I tell you, there are a lot of things in all those kind of religions, very powerful. I was very much interested in it. What we are running from in Africa, it seems to be what we are now accepting in Jamaica, what Jamaicans are accepting. Cult is rising up. Different occultic groups are rising up in Jamaica. And somehow sacrifices are increasing. All kinds of sacrifices, they are increasing. In the business, among some business people, among some politicians, even among some religious people, a lot of sacrifices are going on right now in Jamaica. I look at me in the mirror and I say, thank God, he changed me. Not evil, because I didn't know I was doing evil then. It was not that you are killing people, but you can bind them, but you don't kill them. So I didn't think it was evil. So I look at the mirror today and I said, wow, thank God. Sometimes some people call me Obia Pastor. But I laughed, because as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing in Obia as compared to the power of Jesus Christ. That is the most powerful name. Every Obia thing has to bow. Jesus is Lord. That's all.
Bishop Joseph Adigold has shared quite a bit with us. He has talked about being inducted into cult worship from the tender age of 4. You don't want to miss the rest of this story. We'll be back in a moment.
Go to LS Duhaney and Company Limited, the Caribbean's largest supplier of electrical materials, circuit breakers, switches, transformers, lighting, conduits, wiring devices, and more. LS Duhaney and Company Limited, electrical people, a trusted name in Jamaica since 1965. 8.5 Studio 1 Boulevard, Kingston 5. Telephone 926-7964, 926-8474.
We have been serving the parish of Manchester since 1951. Our products and services have evolved to suit your changing needs. You made us your choice as a sound financial partner, and today we stand proud of our achievements, satisfied members, and a name that is respected across the industry. Thank you, Manchester, for making us the #1 parish credit union for consecutive years. Not yet a member? Come on board with us. Manchester Cooperative Credit Union, where service exceeds expectation.
Dream
to go to work.
Stop dreaming about owning your own car and make it a reality.
Welcome to McCoy's Auto Imports Limited.
Our service is rated among the best. McCoy's Auto Imports, we believe in quality and making your dream reality.
Thank you, McCoy's, for making our dream a reality.
Welcome back to Divine Intervention.
My father would call me and say, look, when I die, remember this is for this and that's for that. And I really took a lot of interest. And they would show me. So they saw me as a promising child to take over the occult practices. We make a lot of money in Christmas time. You see, people will come during Christmas and they want to tell you, please tell me about next year. Oh, that's always fascinating when you want to tell them about next year. Now, mind you, you don't know next year. And you have to tell them next year. Some of them will come for long life. And you know, long life costs a lot of money. So you have to pay for it. So you come for long life, you get long life. So what you do is you put some of those things in the bottle and we give it to them. Don't open until 3 days time. Of course, you have to pay. You bring gold, you pay money, you bring clothes, but you don't open the bottle until 3 days time. What is in the bottle, by the way? Nothing serious. It can never give long life. So when they go, my father said, are they not stupid? Long life? Who can give long life? But we get a lot of money. So Christmas is always a good time when we get plenty money for long life. Every day, you meet every day, you think about different things. There are times when they will structure things for you. There was a day they said, I have to enter into the strong room. What is in the strong room? Pure human skulls, head, lie in the strong room. It was so powerful that I couldn't stay there for more than 2 minutes. And there are times when they would take us into the bush in the night and show us different things, myself and one of my brothers. So they show us this and they show us that and they prepare us. Sometimes we have to be naked to go there. Sometimes you are going there, you go, you must not look back. You hear demons talking, but you must not look back. And when you get there, you turn back and you can never turn, you can't look back again until you get back home. So it's a disciplinary kind of practices. They discipline you. Sometimes you are fasting to achieve. So it's every day. And different programs and activities are organized per day. The demons will come. You will see them in operation, and especially when they are worshiping. When the cult people begin to worship and they beat their drums. Beating their drums is like invoking demonic powers. Drums, they are powerful in all kind of cultic worship. So you see the manifestations of demons. But the cult where my mom actually stayed for a long time before she became a Christian, you have about 400 members. And whenever they want to do things, they will tell the community members, please don't come out. Please don't come out because anything can happen. And it's always a very powerful but sober practices. Where they worship thunder, they worship the sun, they worship the moon, and especially in the full moon. Full moon is always a good time when they worship the moon. And they go all out. They wear their costumes, they have blood around, gotten from different animals, and when they begin to worship and dance, they go into some kind of ecstasy where they just dance, and sometimes they are speaking in tongues. So you hear some Christians say, oh, tongues, and if you are speaking in tongues, you are baptized in the Holy Ghost. It's not everybody speaking in tongues that is baptized in the Holy Ghost. My mother speaks in tongues, even when it was in the occult. But it's always a great worship during the full moon. Full moon is something that you have to watch in occult practices. You cannot be a member until you reach early teens, like 13, 14, but they will expect you to be an adult before you begin to participate, especially from 18. There are some things you cannot do as a child in the occult world because they just believe you can't handle it. There are things I could not handle until I was about 18. Yeah, you're allowed to watch. Some of them. Some you are not allowed. I was with some pastors. I just traveled, and the pastors, they were very close to my family, so I stayed with them. And we had morning devotion, and they were telling me about these things and how I must change because what I'm doing is not good. Well, I didn't listen seriously to them. But then I went to school, and I discovered that I have some strange powers. You know, I don't use my wedding ring because I used to use ring power. So different rings with different powers on my left hand. So a time came when I wanted to challenge somebody who was also in occult, and we're trying to know who has the greatest power. And that was the time I began to wonder, is this the way I'm going to continue with my life? I started to wonder about it. Is this what I should do? So I attended a Christian fellowship. The gentleman, the student came and invited me. The first time I said, no, I'm not coming. The second time I said no, because I had something to do. I was going to challenge another student who was in the occult, who was in the cult. So we're trying to challenge each other. But finally I went and spent a few minutes. And I heard them, they were singing, it's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord. And after that song, they were singing, why worry when you can pray? And those songs began to touch me. And I will not say that this is my own doing. But somehow I realized there was a heavy power over my life. It came like a cloud upon me. I lost the powers of the rings that I had. I just knew the powers were gone. When I look at myself, I wasn't the same. I had something inside of my jacket. I touched it, the power was gone. In other words, every power that was on me was gone. One of the things that I realized is this. Before, if I take a book, I look at a book, 2-3 pages, just give me 10 minutes and tell me what is in the book. I can almost tell you word for word everything that I read in the book. That helped me when I was in the occult with enchantment and incantations. So you memorize some things. So when you get to a certain point, you know what to say. I lost that. I forgot everything about the enchantment and the incantations that I have learned. I could no longer just look at a book and begin to tell you, photographic kind of memory, as they would say. I lost those things. I knew something had happened to me. I went to a counselor. When I got there, I said, something happened. It was a pastor, and he said he couldn't handle it. I was telling him the life I used to live. He said he couldn't handle it. I went to another pastor. He said he couldn't handle it. In fact, he didn't believe in me. I'm a 19-year-old child. What are you telling me? So he said he couldn't handle it. I finally got a pastor who traveled from somewhere else to my community. And he was the one who sat with me. And for 2 weeks, I went through deliverance.
Bishop Joseph Adigold talks today about 2 weeks of going through the refiner's fire and being purified and delivered from cult worship. We'll be back in a moment.
Go to LS Duhaney and Company Limited, the Caribbean's largest supplier of electrical materials, circuit breakers, switches, transformers, lighting, conduits, wiring devices, and more. LS Duhaney and Company Limited, electrical people, a trusted name in Jamaica since 1965. 8.5 Studio 1 Boulevard, Kingston 5. Telephone 926-7964, 926-8474.
We are the best in quality cars with the best prices we know by far. Just come on down and check us out. You know just who we are. Auto Channel. Best deals on wheels. Auto Channel. I love the way you make me. I love the way you make me. I love the way you make me.
Located at 14 Holborn Road in New Kingston. Visit our website at www.autochannelja.com or call us at 9080166. Auto Channel Limited. Nobody sells high quality cars cheaper.
We have been serving the parish of Manchester since 1951. Our products and services have evolved to suit your changing needs. You made us your choice as a sound financial partner, and today we stand proud of our achievements, satisfied members, and a name that is respected across the industry. Thank you, Manchester, for making us the #1 parish credit union for consecutive years. Not yet a member? Come on board with us. Manchester Cooperative Credit Union, where service exceeds expectation.
Jeremiah 29:11 tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And indeed, Bishop Joseph Adigold has found his hope and his future in Christ Jesus. Let's hear some more.
For 2 whole weeks, I didn't know it was deliverance. I was coughing. I was losing so many things. I was losing some of the images that I had in my mind. Many things were happening to me. It was later I realized it was deliverance. For 2 whole weeks, I was sick. I lost everything. And then I saw Jesus Christ appear to me after about 2.5 weeks. He showed me the prints of his hands and he said, "Behold, I am he that died and resurrected." I thought I would have died, but he saved me. I knew I was totally delivered when I saw Jesus Christ. We know about Jesus Christ before, but when I saw him, it was a different picture. My old life was gone. "Uncle, you know I'm now a Christian?" And I said, "What? You're a Christian? What are you doing with Christianity?" And he laughed. He really laughed. And I said, "Uncle, why do you laugh?" And he said, "But Christians come to me for help. Anything they need, they come for help. So what are you doing with Christianity?" And I said, "But I'm now a Christian." And he said, "Well, you are not going to live long. You're going to die." Because he put me in a circle. The last thing I did with him was to put me in a circle. And I stood in that circle and he said, he's going to invoke demons to come. And I must talk to them, whatever I want. I was in that circle, but I began to laugh. I just said, "No, I don't want this thing." And he was very, very angry. So I challenged him. And he came and he said some things. He says there are some things when he does it. For example, he might put this remote down and begins to say some things and you see the remote moving. And so I asked him to do one of those things. And when he did it, I began to pray. I saw the power of Jesus Christ from the time I gave my life to Christ. So I could say, "In Jesus' name, I bind that power." And it doesn't work. And my uncle said to me, "But your power seems to be really powerful for true." And that was how he began to think about giving his life to Christ. And then my parents, it was rough. They poisoned my food to kill me. I ate it. And I should have died. But I had a voice on the roof. I never knew it was in the scriptures. He said, "Eat, for you shall take any deadly thing, and it shall not hurt you." 3 times. And I ate that poison. It's a poisonous food. I saw the poison. Very, very powerful. I could have died immediately. But I think Jesus uses it as a test to show my family that I can eat poison and I don't die. And what happened? My dad gave his life to Christ. He repented. He packed all of those things. And he said, "The God that you serve, that helped you from all of these things, I will follow that God." But I will not tell you that it was easy, because I was challenged by a lot of witches rather. I was so much challenged by them. But at every step, the Lord was with me. I see myself as somebody that God is using, transforming lives. One of the joys that I have is when persons are delivered. Every day we have about 45 people coming for deliverance. Every week for deliverance. And when you look at their lives and pray for them, I was just in the church yesterday praying when somebody came crying. A young lady, she was at church today, and she said, "I wanted to commit suicide." And I look, and it was as if a television came and I saw you on the TV about me. And she said, and I heard a voice saying, go to Bishop Adegold. When I meet those kind of cases, I'm so happy that God can use me. I was nothing, to help people to be transformed in their lives. I think it's a great joy. And many persons, suicidal cases, many persons who have lost their things, many families that are gone and separated. I love when God used me to bring them back. It's always interesting. More than anything else, more than preaching. I love preaching. But more than preaching, I love when lives are set free. Well, when I talk about those things, especially pastors, they will tell their members, don't go to that Obia pastor. Or some Christians say, don't go to that Obia pastor. So they call me all kind of names. They call me an Obia pastor. They call me every name. A pastor with African spirit. Even some pastors will say it on the TV, but I just know that they don't understand. Sometimes I find it as an insult to say Obia, because I have gone through that and I have realized that it's only Jesus who has power. I will not say that there is no power in Obia. Believe me, there are serious powers in Obia. But I've challenged Obia men. I've gone to St. Mary. I've gone to St. Thomas. I have stood in presence of Obia man and I've said to them, look, everything you are doing, I can teach you. But let me tell you, there is only one name that I know, and that is Jesus Christ. The transformation that I had was good. I have seen Jesus Christ face to face 2 times. I've been in the presence of God when I pray, and I've seen the glory of God. There is no one that can convince me that Jesus is just a mystic or nothing. No, I have a deep experience with him. A life full of suffering and pain, there is only one way, and that is God. It's not that Christians do not go through problems, because why is it that the righteous suffer? The righteous suffer just like those who are not Christians. But there is one difference, the peace that you have with God, even when you are going through suffering. And I say to people, the best thing is simply to trust in God. Because people will run to an Obia man, they will run to a psychic person, they will run to this place, all these places. And when a man who practices psychic or Obia practice say, okay, I have removed the problem that you have, watch it. A few weeks later, you have another problem. Jesus is just the solution, and we can go to him for help.
Go to LS Duhaney and Company Limited, the Caribbean's largest supplier of electrical materials, circuit breakers, switches, transformers, lighting, conduits, wiring devices, and more. LS Duhaney and Company Limited, electrical people, a trusted name in Jamaica since 1965. 8.5 Studio 1 Boulevard, Kingston 5. Telephone 926-7964, 926-8474.
We have been serving the parish of Manchester since 1951. Our products and services have evolved to suit your changing needs. You made us your choice as a sound financial partner, and today we stand proud of our achievements, satisfied members, and a name that is respected across the industry. Thank you, Manchester, for making us the #1 parish credit union for consecutive years. Not yet a member? Come on board with us. Manchester Cooperative Credit Union, where service exceeds expectation.
Stop dreaming about owning your own car and make it a reality.
Welcome to McCoy's Auto Imports Limited.
Our service is rated among the best. McCoy's Auto Imports, we believe in quality and making your dream reality.
Thank you, McCoy, for making our dream a reality.
That was Bishop Joseph Adegold sharing his story about being delivered from cult worship, and today he's able to say that deliverance is mine. Join us again next week for another gripping story. This has been Divine Intervention, and my name is Peter Gay Hodges.